Welcome to the tea here on KTN Home. I hope you guys are ready. Gossip, ile tuko nayo leo, just
it keeps coming and coming and coming.
Every Saturday you get to hang out with us right here on KTN Home, and we just give you all the tea, and we talk about fashion, and we just talk about...
Imagine. And you didn't even have to ask.
I am Surah Common. Please follow me on all my handles, profiles, platforms, social media, all of them at Surah_Common. Follow us at KTN Home everywhere. And remember to use the hashtag KTN the Tea, and my incredible co-host, Laura Batha. You don't want to have anybody more beautiful than this hating on you. You know what I'm saying? She just brings epicness to the table, great attitude, hot tea. What else do you want in a woman?
Relationship guru.
I forgot. Life coach, financial expert.
Guys, you should just follow me for all these tips and even more. I mean, I'm so good at it. And so speaking of something that we're very good at is actually never actually running out of conflicts that constantly take us to court.
Guys, celebrities and court battles these days. So we just wanted to have a really good look at trials that we will never forget. Court
of
cases.
The century.
Or
even past the century. But
yeah, still. We are just like, let's just start off with the most recent one because I feel like it also has the most content. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Oh, guys, it's been let me tell you, there's no point in time where you open Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
It's not there.
I will go on Facebook, but if you're on Facebook,
whatever.
There, TikTok,
Snapchat, everything.
It's amazing. Even like how do you call it? Are they Gen Zs?
Yes.
They're millennials.
Gen Zs, yeah. We're
Gen Zs who, you know, probably weren't alive when some of the movies he did came out, like Edward Scissorhands.
They watched like the last Pirates of the Caribbean. I think.
Exactly, which was probably the worst, sort of. But these guys are going in on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's trial and giving opinions left, right, and center. People have actually started YouTube careers off
this trial.
Yes.
They are making money off this trial. So these guys counter-sued each other. They were in a relationship, they were married, they got divorced, and they are suing each other for defamation because Amber Heard claimed that she was in an abusive relationship. Johnny Depp said that is not true. Anyway, the court case ended. Johnny Depp was awarded 15 million. Amber Heard was awarded 2 million. Kila mtu alipata award according to the damage that the court deemed that they had caused. Now, we all know Amber Heard does not have $15 million. Sijui kama Aquaman check haija clear. So, she is out here doing so much press after the trial, and I'm confused. You're literally doing interviews. You are the most, okay, let me say, for lack of a better word, hated. All the vitriol and everything was mainly targeted towards Amber Heard. Yes, Johnny got subbed. But then after the trial, and you are now need to look for 15 million to pay this man, you're doing media. Oh, I guess maybe she's getting paid, I hope.
Yeah. But, you know, like the whole thing surrounding the court case was just fantastic. And I love watching out of context interviews on YouTube.
Yes!
And they're fantastic. And they're like, people said you were acting on the stand.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good actress.
Right?
Like, I'm dead.
I love that she's using this event against us. She's like, she did an interview and she talked about, people said that it was the greatest performance of all time. In fact, one of the lawyers in their closing argument said performance of her lifetime on the stand. And she was like, this is coming from a lawyer of a man who convinced people he had scissors for hands. I said, Amber.
But those of you who don't know, that was when Johnny Depp acted as Edward Scissorhands. And was it Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, still in this interview, she was asked, after all this, do you still love him? Of course, the obvious answer would have been like, no, we're divorced. I said this guy was
you
physically
have a baby
abusive.
With someone else, like, sure.
Thank you. Like, there's a whole, she's like, I still love him.
Guys, if you were looking for a narcissist, this is typical textbook narcissism.
Yeah, and everything women do, we do it better. She's a better narcissist than anyone else I've ever encountered or watched. I was like,
it's ridiculous. And you know, it's all the things surrounding the court case, all the theatrics. Like, it's hard to believe that this was something that people were actually taking seriously.
A real thing. No, we're lucky that in this past couple of years we've had a pandemic. We've seen countries invading each other. Our minds are wrapped around like,
you know, anything could happen. Yeah. Here's the thing, guys were actually selling tickets, and this everything surrounding the court case was just interesting. Guys were selling tickets to the proceedings.
Oh,
yeah.
What do you mean?
They'd be in line like from the night before at 9 p.m. with their tents. You know, Americans.
Yeah, to get into court.
Yes. So there was a sign outside court that said, "Do not line up before 3 a.m." And even those people who did line up, because there were only 150 people who were allowed to go into the court, if you did get some space, you'd sell it to other people. Up to, hear this, $1,000.
To watch Amber Heard wipe her eyebrows when she's supposed to be crying.
Yes. It gets even funnier. There were all these conspiracies that she was doing drugs, hard drugs, on the stand. When she was sniffing her.
No, the little handkerchief thing.
And my best part was
the
fan fiction, well, we'll call it fan fiction, but
yeah.
that's what we used to call it, about these alleged rumors between Johnny Depp and his lawyer.
Yeah, people are, guys, everything, every hand movement she did, every outfit she wore, every like half hug or something that they shared, like it was being looked at as if he was not drawing paintings and or things for this other male lawyer. And I'm like, why don't you guys think there's an affair over there? It's very unfair. A lot of bias. But Amber Heard, okay, my personal opinion, stop the press tour. But for my job at the tea, please don't stop the press tour. I mean, share more tea. Give us explicit details that we did not get in court. We need more.
There you have it, guys. The biggest advice will tell you, just don't do the interviews after you lose.
Yeah!
It's okay. Take your L and move on.
So do you think, because there's a rumor that Aquaman might reshoot like some scenes with a different actress, because obviously Amber wasn't in that many in the first place. Do you think she will be the next Aquaman, or do we just have to wait to watch the movie?
Let's see. I think her career is over and done with. Maybe she'll be doing B-list movies.
That's what's going to happen now. Amber, you did. It is well.
You did the team. But anyway. So, guys, I think that was the court case of the century.
Yes.
I was thinking Kim Kardashian and what happened to her in Paris.
It was so short. Oh, okay. That was kind of big because it took them a long time to even find the guys. Yeah. That was really big. But I don't think we got a lot of like courtroom.
No, we didn't get a lot of
experience. And I think everybody knew, Kim, you were the one who was robbed, you were the one who was wronged. So everybody just moved on.
So for those of you who don't know, Kim had just been recently engaged to Kanye when this happened. And she was at Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And her family had just stepped out. So she was in the bath. Or she was going to take a bath, so she was in her robe.
Yeah, I think she had finished, or she was, she was in her room.
She was in her robe, and then all these French gangsters
literally came in with guns.
It's odd to think of a French gangster. Like
it is, right? You must have been a bit confused, but I guess you're scared at the time.
Give me your money. I wouldn't take you seriously.
Because of the...
Yeah, but anyway, it was very scary. It was a scary experience for her because, like she said, she was vulnerable, she was naked.
She was so scared that worse was going to happen. But they robbed her. They took a huge engagement ring that everybody had seen on socials and a bunch of other stuff. And then they could possibly also have robbed Courtney, who was coming back a little bit earlier than everybody else. But luckily, none of them got hurt. And whatever they stole, they were found and caught and prosecuted.
We make fun of Kim a lot of times, but she has been through some stuff.
Those guys have been through stuff.
And she's a survivor for this one.
Now, there's another very famous Kardashian who was involved in a massive trial. And this time, we're not talking about any of the Kardashians that are living. Rob Kardashian, the OG Kardashian, the main Armenian guy, the guy who put them on the map, okay? Before Kris Jenner solidified it and did the thing. Rob Kardashian was part of O.J. Simpson's defense counsel. I think he had like 3 lawyers or something working on his trial. And this trial is so famous. It is a criminal case that happened quite some time ago because they said O.J. Simpson killed his ex-wife, or I don't know whether they had finalized the divorce, but his ex-wife and a friend. And their studies show that more people who weren't black, so more white people, more Native Americans, more Asian people believed that OJ did it. So they were like at 80-something%. But for black people, it was still over 50. It was 57% of black people believe OJ did it. I know OJ did it. You don't need to tell me.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit, guys. Please.
That glove, that picture, it's still on the internet with him. Try that. Anyway, O.J. Simpson is free as of 2021.
Do you know what the glove picture reminds me of?
What?
You know, like when you have so much shopping and then you just wear any shoes that you can find. It's possible, but then you post no. But guys,
it's possible. Anyway, if he did the whole glove thing not on purpose, that has to be the smartest crime of all time. Anyway, he won the criminal case, so at least they declared not guilty. But then somebody was able to get a civil case against him, and it was a wrongful death suit, and they won. So that's how he ended up in jail.
You guys,
2021 is out and about, and guys, I think now, you know the way they have like parole rules and all this stuff when you get out of jail? They should have rules about social media.
Yes.
I don't think you should come out of jail and dive right in. This guy does not shut up on his Twitter. I'm tired. He was even talking about the January 6th thing when guys mobbed into the Capitol in America, and so the trials are happening around now. And he's just going on and on his Twitter about it. And I'm like, who cares about what O.J. Simpson thinks?
Well, those are some of the fantastic cases that took our screen time this century and the last. We're taking a short break, but we'll be right back. This is KTN The Tea. Don't forget, you're with Surya Kaman and Laura Mbata. Let's catch up after the break.
Welcome back from the break. You are watching KTN The Tea with Surya Kaman and
Laura Mbata as usual. And guys, we've done international and let's bring it back home.
Because hata huku tunakuanga trials interesting. So do you guys remember the orig, okay? The one that set the stone for how you can do proper thuggery in the 254 golden bag scandal.
Guys, guys, if you were thinking wash was a thing, it's not a thing. Yeah? Go to these OGs and let them teach you how to do it.
Us guys washed golds.
Hey.
Just a gold that I know. Anyway, somebody that became very, very popular and famous during the golden bag scandal was a businessman known as Kamlesh Patni.
Turned pastor?
Yeah, you were telling me this. How have I never seen any of his pastor antics?
You guys.
He found God. When in prison or while in hospital or somewhere in between.
When you're near death, you see God, allegedly.
Anyway, this guy also just made me realize if you're going to do dodgy things, be like Kamlesh. Just record everybody who comes into your office making the dodgy deals and nothing will ever happen to you.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true. I think he set the precedent for recording every altercation you have, you know. And
he taught Sonko the ways. Sonko was clearly watching that scandal. Sasa tujui kama alikuwa shimolatewa ama alikuwa break out at the time, but anyway, research is research.
Yeah, so he brought all the theatrics to court. Whatever you could think of, he did.
Hey, but I watched, I think that was the time that I even bonded a lot with my parents, because I actually would be like, news time. Golden Bag Scandal, they used to have a segment, literally on news now. They had like a whole segment where you'd watch all the trial bits if it wasn't live or whatever. And the drama, because it involved very, very powerful people who were high up on the political scale here of the 254. It involved business that was happening in huge places like JKIA, our main international airport. So much finesse and scandal and backwardness and backstabbing and just all the good things you have in a trial.
I mean, all the jukes, all the sauce, what it takes to make a fantastic
and
trial.
I hear Kamlesh doesn't reside in the 254 anymore. He'll visit or he gets visited wherever he is. But I guess now all the best with your pastor career.
Let's just be real. If you stole money from Kenyan people, ruined their economy,
Kenyan politicians,
and you know this country is going to ruin, how much is fuel now? Would you stick around?
Kamlesh knew to game msikilizo yenyewe hata sisi together to get kwa
you guys saw the future, you guys did not.
Now move on to makeup, Sky. Celebrities be out here and others are taking each other to court, others are making up on the socials, in real life, everywhere. And I'll kick it off with Ambare and Foina, and shout out to our producer, Staffy, who has no idea who any of these people are. But this is the tea, and this is our job.
Who Ambare is.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He said she owns a business.
Yeah.
Let me not say more.
Big business, guys. Big business. Yeah.
So Ambare and Foina had been friends, basically besties. And nobody actually knows the reason that they just like stopped being friends anymore. But there was words exchanged on social media, unfollowing and all those dramatic things we do these days.
Can we just start with, honestly, these two friends just cannot be good for each other.
Also, I think the whole thing is publicity.
Exactly, guys. Yeah. You know, like honestly, if you know you're a bad seed, at least find one good friend. Just one good
Just
friend.
one.
Who goes to church, stays home, is faithful to that. Just that one. Because you both can be bad.
It's true.
Foina has been in the midst of so many scandals. I remember at some point on Edgar Obari, they claimed that she was the mistress to this Jabu Jabu guy.
Yes. Do you even remember the time that apparently she stole Brenda John's girlfriend?
Partner.
I mean, there's so many things.
Guys,
So many
it does not stop.
Anyway, Foina, also known as Foina something collection, because she's not paying us, so I'm not gonna say. Had this fallout with Amber Ray, but Amber Ray was, of course, doing what socialites do when they don't have any videos to post on the socials. They go onto their Instagram and they're like, ask me a question. Just ask me a question. Ask me this question that you can't answer because hata wewe hauna degree kama wenzako politicians. But anyway, Amber Ray was answering a question and she was asked about
do you miss Foina?
Foina, and she said, yes, I do actually. Foina, and tagged her, we should catch wine and go to Ibiza. Kuna club huko Kenya inaitwa Ibiza.
There used to be one in Tao, but then it was closed. But
So they're talking about the real one in Europe. Must be nice. Hata mimi nafaa kufungua big business. Anyway,
let's go to Ibiza, Susan. After the show.
Anyway, as you do in social media fashion, Foina reposted the story that she was tagged in and said, yes, girl, let's do catch wine and go to Ibiza. I want to hear them both say Ibiza. And I will know that they are both going to pronounce it with a Z. I know it.
Guys, I just have to ask this question. Like, when will we stop making people famous because they breathe?
Right?
Like, could we at least have some talent?
Kenyans, are we not suffering enough?
Imagine.
Maize is expensive. Fuel is expensive. Hey, you guys, do you know, me these days, I just chuck things at the supermarket counter. No fear. When I see it starting to reach certain prices, I'm like, simama hapo. Hizi zingine sihitaji. Kama hiyo sijanunua, sisi chakula enough.
Triple ply tissue. Let us single.
Hey, please.
I will bidet. I will use the bidet.
The other day, I saw somebody having the audacity, I will not mention who they are, to put powder soap.
What?
Powder soap in my trolley. Kipande is the way to go. Don't miss sitaki mchezo hapa. Life is expensive.
Please, and then you use the same soap to shower. Because why not? Guys, economy, please. So,
what other makeups have happened with celebrities that have made us happy?
Wizkid and Davido in Lagos a few years ago. Because there's this beef that I don't think really existed, but apparently did. And they finally made up.
You know, I think some beef is actually created by fans.
Yes.
And that's some that I think comes from fans. You're not feeling any hatred, but the fans will start a fight on socials that you guys find you're fighting and you're like, why are we enemies again?
Guys, it just keeps getting wilder and wilder. So anyway, these guys were at the peak and they're getting bigger and bigger. But then that's when like Afrobeat was actually becoming in Africa.
Yes, and it was looking like who will break the barrier, who will make it globally. It's like we had to pick one, both Africans.
Because then there's all this beef of, Davido came from a well-off family, Wizkid came from the ground up, so maybe he's more deserving, or Davido doesn't matter, he has talent. Guys, first of all, I don't really get Davido's voice, but he has good music.
He does have good music. And Wizkid has come and proven that he's the bigger deal. Now we know.
Small but mighty.
Other makeups that made us really happy was a local one, Ezekiel Butua
and Mulamwa a few weeks ago. These guys were at each other.
Hey, on the socials, really exchanging words. There was, of course, no swearing because it's Ezekiel and he'd block you through Communications Authority of Kenya, block you through MCRSK, block you through KFCB, okay? Because he's Ezekiel, don't play games with him.
Like your music will be banned.
Everywhere. Even you will be banned.
Imagine being banned at a mad. Imagine. What is that?
Anyway, Harmonize and Kajala.
There was just a bunch of theatrics along this. So apparently, Harmonize was a former Wasafi member, and Rayvani exposed him when he started dating Kajala's daughter, that Harmonize had been trying to
date.
Yes,
why are we all
Kajala's daughter.
Pool?
Imagine.
Is it a must?
So they broke up, and there was this whole scandal. And you know what Harmonize did? What? Got tattooed with her name.
Oh.
Put up a billboard. And then when they started dating, made her CEO of Konde Music.
You know, there's one thing I love about all East Africans except Kenyans. we know how to do Love Extra. Do you know every other East African has taken out a billboard in Kenya for their lover other than a Kenya?
Oh, Erica Mondi did it.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was not even a real relationship. Like, they're just an odd
So
pair.
now we all just need to have a conversation about Erica Mondi's citizenship. Is it a must? Is it a must? It can definitely now us as Kenyans.
Like, really? Pharaoh has no
tunasema.
descendants in Egypt that could have kept him in the desert like for 40 years, just running a bit.
That same thing is today. Good to talk about the socials, guys. We have so much fun to
Yes.
So please share them. Okay, put a like, put a comment, all that good stuff. And head on over to YouTube and you can catch all the past episodes that we do of the Truth right here. I have been Suracon, so follow me at Suracon.
And my name is Laura Mbata. You can catch me on my social media platforms. That is at Mbata Laura.
Ciao!